And initially, Bilvamangal Thakur, he was attracted to a prostitute. Her name was Chintamani. But later on, he became a great devotee of Lord Krishna. And this song is so special that whenever Bilvamangal Thakur used to sing this bhajan in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna personally he would come in front of him and he would listen from Bilvamangal Thakur. But since Bilvamangal Thakur was blind, he could not see Lord Krishna, but he would feel the presence of Lord Krishna. So Krishna himself was listening from him. So we'll sing few strangers from this bhajan. Okay. Everyone see the screen? You'll see at the back, you can see the screen. Sure. See, otherwise you can move this side. Dota. Krishna नाम संकीर्तन ओकमनन्ते ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो ओम विश्वपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्देशकारिणे पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, I have a few topics to discuss. Suggest one. Okay, we can discuss one from churning of the milk question. We can discuss one from Ajamil's first time. We have discussed one from Gajendra's first time. Ajamil? Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. So we'll discuss one topic from Srimad Bhagavatam, that is about the first times of Ajamil. The vote is requested to discuss this. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto. Character name is Ajamil, and Ajamil is known as the conqueror of death. No one can conquer death, but there was only one person, that is Ajamil, who could conquer over death. So there is a saying, it says, Bhajan karo, sadhan karo, morad jan lihai. Whatever Prabhupada used to tell this, whatever we are doing in this lifetime, the final test will be at the time of death. So therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, as sure as death, mrityu sarvasya harashayam. Mrityu, death will come, and death will forcefully take everything from us. So therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke quite a few times. He said, anta kalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. At the time of death, one should remember Krishna. And after that, he says, yam yam bapi smaran bhavam dajadanti kalevaram. So whatever thought comes in our mind at the time of death, accordingly will be rewarded the next body. So therefore, this is very important to remember Lord at the time of death. So Ajamil, but if we have attachment for material objects, we can't remember Lord at the time of death. It will become difficult for us. At the time of death, what we do in India, the people, they will put Bhagavad Gita, Tulsi, Ramayana on their chest. Why didn't you tell them to read Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana when they were alive? Why after death? So that's why it's very important. If you don't practice throughout your life, you can't remember Krishna. You can't remember Lord at the time of death. It becomes very difficult. Death, so painful. It says, at the time of death, we get the pain of like 40,000 scorpions biting. So painful. So at that time, it becomes very difficult to remember Lord. So you have to practice throughout our lives. Just like, we have to study. A student, they study throughout the year, then only they can get the good marks, the final exam. So you just can read one day before of the exam, and you can't expect you will get good marks. So if we don't practice bhakti throughout our life, we can't, remember Lord at the time of death. So Ajamil story is, example of that. Ajamil story started, Ajamil story, started, from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, at the end of 5th canto, where Shukadeva Goswami was, describing about hellish planet. So Shukadeva Goswami explained, there are 26, 28 types of hellish planets, and simple people, they get suffering on those hellish planets. So the descriptions of hells are there, but nowadays people, they don't know, they are scared or afraid of hell. Early days, and if you go to India villages, the saintly people, they used to talk about hell. By hearing about hell, people would become scared. Okay, let us focus on bhakti, because otherwise we will go to hell. But now no one is scared about hell. And if you tell about hell, they will say, no, I am also like Yamaraj. I am not less than Yamaraj. I am also like Yamaraj. So Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, he once told that he sent one devotee for book distribution, and that devotee, he was distributing Bhagavad Gita, and he happened to meet one drunkard. So he said, my dear friend, you should stop drinking liquor, you should read Bhagavad Gita. And he says, what is the problem if I drink? And that devotee says, if you drink, you will go to hell. And these guys says, wow, if I drink liquor, I will go to hell. Tell me, one of my friends, Sharma Babu, he also comes every evening, he joins us in the party, what will happen to him? And the devotee says, he will also definitely go to hell. Okay, tell me, Barma Sahab, he also comes every evening, what will happen to him? He will also definitely go to hell. Whoever drinks alcohol, they'll go to hell. And tell me, we all three friends, every month we go to prostitute, what will happen to her? She will definitely go to hell, the devotee replied. And these guys started to, he was very happy, he started clapping. Wow, I will go, Sharma will go, Burma will go, prostitute will go, so nice is hell. Everyone will go in the hell, so it's so beautiful, hell. So people, they are not scared about, hellish planet. But when Shukdev Goswami told about hellish planets, Parikshit Maharaj, he became compassionate to all the sinful people. Therefore, he says, my dear Shukdev Goswami, is there is any, if there is any way one can avoid not to go to hellish planet? So in answer to his question, he says, when someone commits sinful activities, if we commit sinful activities, we have to go through the punishment in hell. This is the process. Just like in this world, any country, if you break the principles of the government law, they will put you to prison. You have to go through the punishment. So it's the law of the nature. If you break the principles of Supreme Lord, you have to go through the punishment. So Parikshit Maharaj says, is there any way they can, avoid to go to the hellish planet? So he gave the example, yes, one process is there, that is called prashchitta. You know prashchitta, जानते सब लोग prashchitta? तो पाप करो, prashchitta करो, फिर से पाप करो. So prashchitta is atonement. So he says, if you commit sinful activities, if you do something wrong, you do prashchitta, atonement, then the result of sinful, reaction will be nullified. But Parikshit Maharaj was not satisfied. Therefore, he says, this verse you can repeat after me. Kashin nivartate bhadran. Kashin nivartate bhadran. Kashin charati tat punaha. Prashittam atho partham. Manne kunjara sochavad. So Parikshit Maharaj said, you see, my dear sir, you are saying, if someone commits sinful activities, after that he goes through atonement, prashchitta. But prashchitta is useless. Prashchitta is useless because it's like, prashchittam atho partham manne kunjara shochavad. It's like an elephant bathing. If you see elephant, hathi, elephant, they goes to lake, pond or river, they take bath with their family members, relatives, everyone. We don't have that much of a space in our shower. They can take bath with everyone. And they have very special facilities, a special shower also, with their hood. So they take bath, shower for 3 to 4 hours every day. But after taking shower, after taking bath in the river, they comes out और फिर ऊपर में रोड पे आके पाउडर लगाते शरीर में. So what is the use of taking shower? If you again put dust in your body, what is the use of the shower? So elephant, they take shower for 3-4 hours, and after that they come to the ground, they put dust in their body. So Parikshit Maharaj therefore said, this sort of prashchitta, atonement, is like what? Elephant bathing. It's useless. See, people, you go to India, every year they go to Haridwar, will go to Rishikesh. जितना पाप किया सारे शुद्ध कर देंगे, स्नान कर लेंगे, धो देंगे. So they will take bath, take dip in, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Ganga, Yamuna, and then will get free from all sort of sinful reaction. तो साल में एक बार जाएंगे. Once in a year I will go to Haridwar, Rishikesh or Kashi, Varanasi. I will take dip in the Ganga. I will get purified. Taki I will come back to my own city. I can do more sinful activities again. One more year sinful activities. Then go to Haridwar, Rishikesh. Then purify yourself. So what is the use of prashit? Is like elephant bathing. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, this one founder, Srila Prabhupada gave one beautiful example. The Prabhupada was walking once on the bank of Ganga in Calcutta. The Prabhupada saw these people in Calcutta, what they are doing. They were, all the garbage, all the the sewage line, everything goes to Ganges water. Now they are trying to purify the water. The Prabhupada mentioned, see, these people, they are kind of contaminating Ganges water here, and they goes by 17-18 hours traveling by train. They goes to Haridwar to take bath in same Ganga. They are contaminating here, but they will travel 17-18 hours to take bath in same Ganga, but it's same Ganga. So because they consider if we go far distance, that is holy place. Isn't it? So Dure Bari Tirtham, it says, if you see water in far distance, it appears like Tirtha. So Parikshit Maharaj says, therefore, this is kind of, Prashita Atho Paratam Manne Kunjar Shochagam. This sort of atonement is useless. You go, like, Prabhupada gave another example. The people, the Christians, they go to church. What they will do? Till Saturday evening, they will do all sort of sinful activity. And Sunday morning, Prabhupada said, they will go to church. My dear Lord, my dear God, please forgive us for our offenses last week, so that from Monday again we can do more of it, more sin. That's what Prabhupada says, So these sort of, prashita is useless, because the tendency to commit sinful activity remains in our heart. It's deep rooted. By taking bath, by doing so-called prashita, you can't nullify your sins. So therefore, this is, prashita atho aparatam. He says, this is useless. This is atonement. But real, prashita is bhakti. You have one beautiful example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first time, his name was Subudhi Rai. There was a man, Subudhi Rai. The Subudhi Rai used to work under the king of Bengal, Muslim king. That king once, he sprinkled little water in the body of Subudhi Rai. So early days, ancient time, before 200, 300 years back in India, the people used to consider, if you touched by some other caste people or Muslims and Mlecha, Yamanas, you become impure. So they will throw you out from the society. So this Subudhi Rai, because he was just, sprinkled some water by that Muslim king. Now he went to the Pandits in his village. What is the Prashita Padis? So there is one Prashita is there. You have to go to Varanasi. He came to Varanasi and he asked all the Pandits in Varanasi, what is the Prashita? They says only one Prashita. You have to drink hot ghee. You have to drink hot ghee. If you drink hot ghee, you will definitely die. That is your only prashita atonement. So he was very sad. He was sitting in Varanasi on the bank of Ganges. I have to die. His offense was because that Muslim king, sprinkled little water. At that time, fortunately, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was traveling to Vrindavan via Varanasi. So he came to Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, my dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the incident. These Brahmins, these Pandits, they are telling me I have to drink hot ghee and I have to give up my life. That is my prashita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't listen to them. You immediately from here, you go to, if you want to do prashita, you go to Vrindavan and chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. And you do one more thing. The Vaishnavas, they comes to Vrindavan, try to serve them. The two things Mahaprabhu says, reside in the holy place, Vrindavan, chant the holy name of the Lord and serve Vaishnavas. That is real prashita. So then Shukdev Goswami was, ready. Yes, you are right. This sort of atonement is useless. And then he gave one beautiful example. You can repeat after me. Prashitani chirnani Narayana Paramukham Na Nishpunnanti Rajendra Sura Kumbham Ivapaga. So he gave one beautiful example. He says, you are right, my dear king. This sort of prashita is useless. Why? It's like, if you keep the liquor in a bottle for a long time, if you keep a liquor in the bottle for a long time, and after that, even if you cleanse it 2-3 times with soap, with sabun, everything, still you can get the smell of liquor. Is not it? कैसे पता है आपको? So therefore, he gave this example. See, I collected so many branded bottles, from internet. So this example is given by Shukdev Goswami. So Sura means liquor. So if you cannot purify the liquor, as a part of contaminating liquor cannot be purified, even if washed in the waters of many rivers, the smell will be there for certain period. So he gave this example. No matter how many times you go to Ganges, Ganga, and Yamuna, you take bath, the tendency to commit sinful activity will remain in your heart unless you destroy from your heart, because it's very deep rooted. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in this regard, he gave one example. Sometimes you can see the abandoned houses for many years, 100 years, 50 years, no one uses this. And people goes, animal goes, people goes, they passes a stool, urine there, and people they goes inside, they drink also. So after some time, when you clean that house, even 1 month you clean, still you get the smell. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave this example. So he says, therefore, you are right, prashit is not possible. And then he says, only one way we can nullify our sin. There is only one option. If you commit sinful activities, you can nullify your sin. There is only one way. And what is that? Kechin kevalaya bhakta vasudeva parayana agam dhunoti krishna niharam eva bhaskara. He says, only the bhakti to Vasudev. When we execute devotional service to Krishna, only that, with that we can nullify our sin, the reactions of our sinful activities. And he gave the example, Niharam eva Bhaskara. Bhaskar means sun, and Nihar means fog. So in winter season, you can see as soon as sun arises in the morning, the fog disappears. So similarly, Krishna is like sun. Krishna Surya Shama. Krishna is like sun. So when Krishna appears in our heart, the tendency to commit sinful activities will completely disappear from our heart. So he says, Niharam eva Bhaskara. So therefore, he says, okay, I'll now tell you one beautiful story. I'll tell you one beautiful story. With this story, you will understand there was a great sinful man. His name was Ajamil. And he became a great devotee because he accepted the process of devotional service. So then he started narrating the story of Ajamil. So he says, in the city known as Kannekubja, there was a Brahman named Ajamil who married a prostitute maidservant and lost all his Brahminical qualities because of his association of that low class woman. So he was narrating one story. Through that story, he was trying to make him understand how bhakti can destroy all the sinful reactions. So this Kannekubja is present day Kannauj near Lucknow. So this Ajamil, he was born in a Brahmin family. From his childhood, he had all the wonderful qualities within him. But once he went to get flower for Lord Vishnu, and when he went to the forest, he saw one Shudra guy was embracing a prostitute. And by seeing that scenery, he was confused whether I should see it or not. So quite a few times he was fighting with his mind, and finally he was looking at that sight, and that Shudra guy left, and this Ajamil was following the prostitute. Finally, he spoke to the prostitute and he got married to the prostitute. He left his previous wife and he started to live with the prostitute. So that is the background. So therefore, just only one sight, spoiled the life of Ajamil. See, only one side. And this is, in Satya Yuga, in those days, this type of site was very rare. Nowadays, you go everywhere, you can see all these sites. One of our, sannyasi came from Europe to India. So we were taking him, and he said during summer season, the cooler fan advertise going on. In every shop, they have cooler fan advertisement. So in each and every cooler fan, they kept the photo of one Bollywood heroine. So Maharaj asked, what is the connection between Bollywood heroine and fan? Maybe if you give the photo, Bollywood heroine, fan will move faster. So he said, I don't find any connection. With other cosmetic and other things, you can use that. But with this, what is the connection? So these type of scenarios are everywhere nowadays because people want to allure others. So for Ajamil Prabhupada say that time it was very rare, but one side, destroyed his life. But nowadays everywhere, you go mobile, internet, television, everywhere. So therefore, we should engage our eyes to see only the beautiful form of Krishna. Mukunda Lingalaya Darshane Drisho. Krishna is so beautiful. Why do we have to look, anything else? So the mind was seeing, feeling, thinking, doing. So he was watching that, and then after some time, he thought, let me, and he was started to feel I should associate with this prostitute. After some time, he thought, let me talk to her, and eventually he involved with the prostitute. So therefore, association is very important. See, he was alone. He went to get flower for Lord Vishnu. But if he would surrounded by devotees, he would have been saved. So therefore, we should always try to remain in the association of devotees all the time, even while rendering service to Lord. Because Maya is next to Lord. See, he went to serve Lord Vishnu, but Maya was there. So therefore, is in Kali Yuga is even difficult. So therefore, we should train our eyes. Like Prabhupada gave this example. This example, this how they these horses and camels. Sometimes, if you go to the desert, they carry their goods materials by the back of camels and horses. But horse and camels, they are flickering minded. They look here and there. So you can't reach your destination by even few hours. Therefore, they close their object of their vision. Patti laga dete hain, so that you can't see anywhere. You can't see only straight, whatever you can see. So sometimes we have to train our eyes. My dear eye, just look at Krishna, nothing else. That's why we sing, this we have beautiful Jagannath here, So we sing, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami. See that line, example, Jagannath Swami, Nayana Pathagami. Nayana Pathagami means, whatever I can see, through my eyes, everywhere there should be only Lord Jagannath, no one else. That is called Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami Bhavatumi. So this, Ajamil, because he was associating, constantly with that prostitute, he lost, all his, good qualities. So Prabhupada wrote, this fallen Brahmana Ajamil gave trouble to others by assisting them, by cheating them in gambling, or by directly plundering them. This was the way he earned his livelihood and maintained his wife and children. And Prabhupada says, on top you can see Kali Yuga means, is actually gambling, cheating, and plundering. This Ajamil, he had, so many wonderful qualifications, but because of his association, he lost all his good qualifications, and rather he was disturbing people. So if you associate with bad people, you have to cheat people, you have to plunder, you have to involve in gambling, cheating, and everything. So Prabhupada says in Kali Yuga, everyone is doing. Without cheating, without plundering, gambling, you can't become a successful businessman. You can't make a lot of money. You have to have this art of cheating. You should know how to cheat people. Prabhupada says this Kali Yuga is cheater and cheated. A group of people, they're cheating others. Another group of people, they're getting cheated by them. That is going on in this Kali Yuga. There is a story of Akbar. And once asked his minister Birbal that, see, our treasury is almost nil, almost finished. We don't have any money. We have to get some money for our treasury. So Akbar asked Birbal, how should I get the money? So Birbal said, my dear king, we have a big businessman in our kingdom. His name is Dhanna Shet. What is the name? So let's go to Dhanna Shet. So Birbal took Akbar to Dhanna Shet, and Akbar asked Dhanna Shet, I heard you have a lot of money. Can you borrow some money from you? That Dhanna Shet, he opened the log. He opened a huge godown full of money. Maharaj, you take as much as you want. Akbar was shocked. How did you make all this money? He said, Maharaj, I do masala business. masala spice business, by simply by making masala business, like jeera powder, dhania powder, garam masala powder, you make a lot of money. So Maharaj, I don't sell pure masala. I adulterate masala, I mix, flour and everything. That's how I cheat people. That's how I made this much of money. Akbar got, very unhappy. You are cheating my citizens. You are cheating my citizens. So from tomorrow, you have to stop this business, masala business, the spice business. From tomorrow, as a punishment, your job will be, you come to my royal court, you have to collect the stool of horses. That is your job. So he started that job because it's the order of king. So he was collecting the stool of the horses. After a couple of months, Akbar again had a fight with his neighboring country, neighboring state. He lost all his money. He asked Birbal, my dear Birbal, I still need some money. Birbal said, Dhanna Shet. Akbar was shocked. Dhanna Shet. He doesn't do anything. He just collects the stool of horses. Birbal said, Maharaj, let's go. So they went to Dhanna Shet. And Akbar said, Dhanna Shet, I heard still you have some money. This time he opened even bigger, go down full of money. Maharaj, you take as much as money you want. Akbar was totally blown away. How did you make a lot of money? You were just collecting the stool. So he said, Maharaj, you told me to collect the stool of horses. So every time the soldier comes, warrior comes from other country, other states, even from our own state, I tell them, King Akbar instructed me to collect the stool of horses. You all are feeding less grass to the horses. I will complain to king. So they used to give me big amount of bribe. With that, bribe, I made this much of money. And Akbar was so shocked. Akbar says, you rascal, you always cheat, you have cheating tendency, you don't have to work anything. From tomorrow, your job is you will sit down on the bank of ocean, you will count the waves of the ocean. That is your job. You go, you sit down, you just count the waves of the ocean. Because if you work, you will cheat people. So now, after a couple of months, Akbar again had a huge battle with his neighboring state and he lost all his money. Akbar asked Birbal, I still need money. Birbal said, Dhannash. And this time Akbar was totally shocked. How come he doesn't work? He said, Maharaj, let's go. So they went to Dhanna Shet, I heard still you have money. You not doing anything. You're just counting the waves of the ocean. How did you make this time? He opened even bigger scale of money. But he says, Dhanna Shet, tell me, how did you make money? Dhanna Shet told him, my dear King Akbar, I will tell you, I will reveal you. But this time, don't change my job. This is very nice. I am very happy to count the waves of the ocean. He said, you told me to sit on the bank of ocean to count the waves of the ocean. Now, every time all the ships, all the cruise comes, I tell them not to come on the bank of the ocean. I would stop them in the middle of the ocean. Because I used to tell them, King Akbar instructed me to count the waves of the ocean. If I get less waves, I will complain to the king. So now they have to unload their products, their material goods. They used to give me huge amount of bribe. With that, I made this much of money. And Akbar fell unconscious immediately. He says, I understood in Kali Yuga, if you know the art of cheating, you can become a successful business. No? So he said Ajamil started cheating, plundering, and doing gambling. So he lost all his good qualities. So he became so sinful. At the age of 88 years, he begot his son. His name was what? Narayan. So he became so sinful, 88 years old, with that prostitute. But he kept the name Narayan. So he kept the name Narayan. This is called Sukriti. If you have this sanskar, Sukriti from childhood, you will keep the name of your children in the name of Lord. Is that it? But actually, can you imagine a prostitute? A prostitute will keep the name of Narayan, her son. It was not Ajamil nor the prostitute. The name Narayan was kept by, one says his name is Lomas Rishi. Now, Lomas Rishi, his Lom is Rom. Rom means hairs. So Lomas Rishi, he looks like a bear. His whole body is, full of hairs. So this Lomas Rishi's story is very fascinating. Just quickly tell you, this Lomas Rishi, he never had a house. He used to spend each night under one tree. One day, king of heaven, Indra came. He was searching for one big piece of land so that he can construct his house. So first day when Indra was searching for the house, he found this says Lomas Rishi was sitting under one tree. Next day he found he is spending night another tree. So he became quite curious. He asked, my dear, says, why don't you make a house? You are, spending night under the tree. And, jokingly he said, see, I have a house in heaven. Now I am looking for another house here. So then he, jokingly he made fun of, Lomas Rishi, and he inquired, what is your age? He said, you people live in this material world. You don't have a long lifespan. You live maximum 100 years. And we people in heavenly planets, we live for 1,000 years. That's why we need multiple houses. You don't need any house. So while, making joke of Lomas Rishi, Indra asked, what is your age? Then Lomas Rishi said, you are making fun of my age. See, one day of Brahma is one Chaturyug. Chaturyug, Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapara Kali Yug. So these Satyayug, Tretayug, Dwapara Kali Yug, when it rotates for 1,000 years. Chaturyug, all the ages, 1,000 years, that becomes one day of Brahma. Similarly, one night of Brahma. So Lomas Rishi, Indra inquired what is the age of Lomas Rishi. So Lomas Rishi says, one day of Brahma is one Chaturjug, one night of Brahma is one Chaturjug. This way, when Brahma finishes one day and night, one hair falls from body. One hair falls from my body. And this way, when all the hairs will fall, that day I will die. Indra became unconscious immediately. You have such a long life span and you are not hankering for house. I have one house in Wellington. I am planning for Auckland. I have so many houses. So Indra was shocked. So this Lomas Rishi, because he had a lot of hairs in his body, so once he was feeling itching on his body. And now he asked the sages, other sages, is for many days I am having this bad itching. How to get rid of this itching? Then someone says, and there is only one way. You have to find out the most sinful person at this moment. You have to eat from his house. Then your itching will be stopped. He was looking for who is the most sinful person at this time. And he found Ajamil is the most sinful person at that time. He went to the house of Ajamil, but unfortunately Ajamil was not there. His wife, that prostitute, was there. She gave some alms to that, food items to Lomas Rishi. Now Lomas Rishi, while returning, he saw this little boy, just born. So Lomas Rishi said, you actually, what is called, you relieved me from my itching. I want to do some favor to you. What is the name of this baby boy? No, she said, we didn't give any such name, or she was telling some material name. So Lomas Rishi said, if you want to give me some favor, give the name Narayan. That's how they got the name Narayan. So that's why it's very important, Prabhupada is to emphasize, we should give the children's name in the name of Lord, a spiritual name. Early days, if you go the Vedic Indian villages, still people give the boys' name Govind, Gopal, Ram, Shambhu, Shankar, is not it? And the girl's name, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga, all these things. But nowadays nothing, John, Mon, Don, Jantu, Mantu, Pintu, someone gave, what is called this, during Corona, many people, they kept their children in Corona. Some says, my daughter in Corona too. Elderly people, their name are actually in the name of Lord, is not it? So that's why it's very important, because Ajamil's son's name was Narayan, and because he was his, youngest son. So that's why father, in generally, they say father is affectionate, more affectionate to youngest son. Is it true? True. Prabhupada also said, generally father, they are not partial, but youngest son, they're more compassionate, more affectionate. So because he was the youngest of all the sons, Prabhupada says, he was naturally very dear to both his father and his mother. So So every time Ajamil used to, get something. Narayan, bring water. Narayan, bring food. Narayan, bring my chappal. Narayan, bring this, do that. So indirectly, you are chanting the name of Narayan. So you are getting benefit, the chanting of the holy name of Lord. So in this way, last moment came, and this is saying, oh, sorry, it's in Hindi. You can repeat. I forgot to translate in English. Okay, so this is last one. Sa evam vartamanago mrityu kala upasthite matim chakara tanaye bale narayana bay. So when the time of death arrived for this foolish Jamil, he was constantly thinking about his son. Where is my son? Where is my son? Narayan, Narayan, where is Narayan? And by thinking, about his son, he left his body. Matim chakara tanai. Tanai means son. He was thinking about Narayan, Narayan, and this way he left his body and he was delivered. Now, see, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. It's not so easy to remember Lord at the time of death when we have a lot of attachment in this material world. We have so many attachment in this material world, and it's very difficult. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, he says, Mai asakta mana partha. Arjun, you should develop your attachment to me. When you have attachment for so many things, it becomes very difficult at the time of death. That will come where you are most attached. Like once, one man, he was a big businessman, wood seller. He used to sell, wood businessman, very rich man. He was kind of billionaire. But his sons, somehow other they associated devotees. So his sons, they told, my dear father, you became old. He became 80 years. Still, he was busy counting money. The children, they told, my dear father, you should, sometime go for pilgrimage. You should give up your attachment for money and business. You became old. Now we can take care of your business. But this old guy, he was extremely attached to his business. He can't give up attachment for business. But one of his son, he was very intelligent. He took his father. Let's go for Tirth Darshan. So he took his father for went to Ayodhya. He went to Kashi. He went to Banaras. He went to Vrindavan. He went to Mathura. He went to Sri Rangam, Jagannath Puri. Finally, he arrived in Banaras, Kashi. So when they arrived in Banaras, Kashi, in Kashi, if you go, you will see they burned the dead bodies on the bank of Ganges, crematorium. So this boy, he was taking his father around the Kashi, Banaras. And when he saw all the people's body is burning, and tears came from his eyes. The son was very happy. Son was very chalo kaam to ho gaya. My father was extremely attached to his business. Now he is crying because he saw dead bodies in Varanasi. So after that tour, they are going back to their home district. So when they coming to the train railway station, the son inquired from his father, my dear father, can you tell me, you are so hard-hearted, you are always busy with collecting money. But when you went to Varanasi, by seeing the dead bodies burning, tears came from your eyes. What was the matter? You developed detachment? The father says, no, my dear son, actually, I was crying because I thought I made such a big mistake. I should have given wood business in Banaras so that I can sell a lot of wood because so many dead bodies are burning every day. And son was shocked, Satyanas. He is making business with dead bodies also. So attachment is very dangerous, So therefore, we have two examples. One is this, Ajamil. This Ajamil, throughout his life, he committed sinful activities, and at the time of death, he remembered Krishna and he got delivered. We have another example in Bhagavatam. This is Bharat Maharaj. Throughout his life, he performed bhakti, but at the time of death, he remembered a deer. He became deer next life. So you understood two examples. One is Ajamil. He performed sinful activities whole life, but he remembered Krishna at the time of death. And one he performed bhakti, but at the time of death he remembered deer. Now which one is good example? Which one? Ajamil or Bharat Maharaj? Ajamil. That means we can do sinful activities. We can start. doing all the sinful activities from today. Ajamil, which one is correct? Ajamil or Bharat Maharaj? Bharat Maharaj. That means at the time of death we can remember anything. But he forgot to remember Krishna. So we are speaking this topic. Prabhu, this Ajamil is so nice. He enjoyed, he went to material enjoyment. At the end, he got spiritual enjoyment also. This is so nice. Huh? See, we should follow the example of Bharat Maharaj. It was just accidental. Accidentally, he could not remember Krishna. But the example of Ajamil is very rare. You can't follow the example of Ajamil that I will commit all sort of sinful activities and at the time of death, I will remember Krishna. No. This example is extremely rare, is kind of one example only. Therefore, his name is Ajamil. Ajam means unborn. Amil means you will not find similar example. Only one example in the scriptures. Why? Because Krishna wanted to, Shukdev Goswami wanted to give us the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. That's why he gave this example. Otherwise, it's definite is rare. We can't think, we'll commit sinful activities throughout the life and at the end of life, we can remember. No, it's impossible, So, therefore, we should practice Krishna consciousness and at the end of our life, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sada Madhbhavam Bhavitam. Prabhupada used to give this example, very beautiful example. He says this, caterpillar and butterfly. Anyone seen this? In villages from India, rural villages, especially the mango trees and other trees, you can see this caterpillar, a small insect. They make their homes from out of the leaves of the trees, like a mango and jamun, other plants. So, but they always look for butterfly. These butterflies so nice, they can fly in the sky, so beautiful. Wish we could also fly like butterfly, but we are stick to this one branch of the tree. So when they make their home out of the leaf, they constantly think about butterfly. Wish we could become like butterfly. When they enter into their home, they constantly think about butterfly inside the home. They give up their body, they quit their body. When they comes out as butterfly. You can see it. This is a practical example. Prabhupada used to give many times. So why Srila Prabhupada gave this example? If you constantly think about Krishna, after your death, you will elevate it to the abode of Krishna. If you think about anything material, you have to come back to this material world. Is not it? So to come back to this material world is good. You want to come back again? You have to again start your life. You have to come back again, study, again job, again come to New Zealand. Nice. One of our students, he failed in a final exam, in engineering final exam. He failed in one subject. So he decided to commit suicide. So he was about to jump from the peak of mountain. That I failed in one exam in engineering final exam. I have to commit suicide. So one of our professor, he saw him. This boy jumping from the peak of mountain. They caught him behind. What are you doing? I am committing suicide, my dear sir. Why are you committing suicide? Because I failed in one exam in final year engineering. And then professor said, if you commit suicide, then you have to start from LKG, then UKG, and then primary school, then high school. Then you have to give the JEE entrance exam. Then you have to take admission, and then again you have to give final exam. You want to commit suicide? No. I will better give exam again. I don't want to commit suicide. So otherwise you have to go through everything. So therefore, this example is very powerful. So at the end, we will finish in 2 minutes. So the purpose of this first time is how powerful the name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, power of holy name. So there is a verse in so Ajamil, he saw when he left his body, 3 awkward persons, Yamadutas, came to take him to hell. But at the same time, 4 Vishnudutas also came. It's kind of meeting between Vishnudutas and Yamadutas first time. So Yamadutas came, how many? 3. They came to take Ajamil because he was committing sinful activities. Therefore, they wanted to take him to hell. But Vishnudutas also came because he was chanting the name of Narayan. Now there is conflict between Vishnudutas and Yamadutas. Yamadutas is saying he is our customer. Vishnudutas, no, he is our customer. We have the right. So they are fighting. Finally, Vishnudutas defeated. Now see, Ajamil, he used to commit sinful activities three ways: with his mind, words, and body. Mind, words, and body. He used to commit sinful activities, mind, words, and body. Therefore, three Yamadutas came to take him because he used to commit sinful activities three ways. And because he chanted the name of Narayan. Narayan has how many syllables? How many? Narayana. Therefore, four Vishnudutas came. Now just consider, because he chanted the name of Narayan, which has four syllables. Four Vishnudutas came. So those who chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how many syllables we have? 16 Vishnudutas will come to take you all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. But we should have faith in the holy name of the Lord. That is most important. By chanting the holy name of Lord, we can cross this material ocean, we can go back to Godhead. I'll just finish with one beautiful story. Once, there is a conflict between the sages. Who is greater, Lord or his name? Lord or his name? Lord Ram or Lord Rama's name is greater. So they could not come to any conclusion. They told Narad Muni, you have to give us conclusion. Lord Rama or his name is greater. So Narad Muni then appointed Hanuman. Narad Muni told Hanuman, from tomorrow you have a mission. Whenever you meet Vishwamitra Muni, who is the guru of Lord Ramachandra, you have to disturb him. This is your business for next 1 week. So then, he started to disturb Vishwamitra Muni. Wherever Vishwamitra Muni is going, he used to pull his dhoti. Sometimes he used to push him back to the water. Vishwamitra Muni is shocked. Hanuman was a good boy. What happened suddenly? And whole week he was disturbing Vishwamitra Muni like anything. So Vishwamitra Muni became fed up. He went to Lord Ram and says, tomorrow morning, if you accept me as your guru, my dear Ram, you have to kill Hanuman in front of everyone. Ram was shocked. I'll finish in 2 minutes. Ram was shocked. No, we should kill Hanuman. What happened to Hanuman? So next morning, because it's instruction of Vishwamitra Muni, Ram have to kill Hanuman. So next morning, all the residents of Ayodhya came together. Ram will kill Hanuman. Everyone, they don't know what is the matter. Because Vishwamitra Muni said Ram have to kill. So next morning, Lord Ram came and he was ready with, bow and arrow. Hanuman was standing little far. He took his bow and arrow. And Ram was thinking, how can I kill? But it is Vishwamitra Muni's order. As he was about to release his arrow, Narad Muni told Hanuman, as soon as Lord Ram will release his arrow, you have to chant Ram, 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 Ram. So when Lord Ramachandra released arrow, he was chanting Ram, 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 Ram. And that first arrow just touched his crown is left. Second time Lord Ramachandra tried. It went by this way. Third time this way. Lord Ramachandra was shocked. He is Supreme Lord. Now he can't shoot one arrow to Hanuman. Because every time Lord Ramachandra was releasing arrow, he was chanting. Then Lord Ramachandra hit all the arrows finished. So Vishwamitra Muni was so angry. Ram, you can't kill even Hanuman. So then Narad Muni appeared. Narad Muni said, last week, all the sages told me to find out who is greater Lord or Lord's name. So I appointed Hanuman to disturb Vishwamitra Muni. Vishwamitra Muni, out of his anger, told Ram to kill Hanuman. But as Lord Ramachandra was releasing arrow, Hanuman was chanting the name of Ram. Now you tell me who is greater, Ram or his name? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Prabhupada ki. So those who came for the first time and those who are coming regularly, please chant the holy name of the Lord. Is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Whenever you get time. Hare Krishna.